Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 151 of Sold with Updike. Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh, and we've got a great show today. Two amazing places, a condo in the heart of Uptown, and also a really great townhome you don't want to miss that's in Mansion Park that is stunning.
Stunning.
So
Yes, stunning.
it is a treat that we were able to have this one on the show. You do not want to miss it. In the second half, we've got, it sounds very ominous when Jeff told me what it was.
5 ways to disaster-proof your home.
Sounds a lot.
It sounds more ominous than it really is. It's fall. It's that time of year. Your house, home, condo, it needs attention all year round.
It does.
And this is kind of the fall prep.
It's funny enough, and we'll save it, but I'm actually doing some of these exact same items. And I was like, oh, okay, so not so bad. It's just that title is so intense. I mean, who writes these headlines, Jeff?
It's not the same person that writes the article.
There we go. There we go. Well, it has been a very eventful week. The state fair started last week, and we saw that things kind of were tapered off. It was also beautiful outside, and I feel like Dallas is really in the mood for some great weather and some fall activities, and so this was such a great weekend. Things were still trading, but we did see it tighten up just a little bit, and we heard quite a bit about that also in our office meetings.
We did. It's that time of year when we tend to see things slow down a bit, and it's funny how this week when we look at Market Watch, we're going to see some of the things that are shifting.
Yeah, it is very interesting. I actually took advantage of the great weather and began power washing my fence to get ready for the staining, which is not on the disaster proofing your house episode. And it was very interesting. So I'm doing it a very meticulous left to right, repeat left to right, and getting everything. And this is after Jason had tried to do it, and Jason just was kind of like doing these giant, just kind of gentle washes. And he looked at me and he goes, "Is that the way that we're going to be doing it?" And I was like, "Yeah, we're going to be doing it this way. This is the clean way to do it."
You did have practice, though. You helped me do mine, 3 weeks ago?
I did.
Yeah.
It's, there are those certain videos that you get to see on, I don't know if they're on TikTok or they're on video, or they're like kinetic sand where they just show it cutting, or someone's like doing a repetitive action over and over again. And it like is,
pimple popper?
Anyway, so there's some therapy in this, and I felt like as you see the grime go away, you're like, oh yeah, look at that, it's just amazing. You're creating your own little video in yourself. So simple minds easily entertained, I guess. How was your weekend, Jeff? Moving on.
Mine was great. We had a really great weekend, lots of time with friends. See, that's
Ben is on. Ben, the producer, has got it going on. That is exactly what we were doing, except it was Cedar.
Yeah.
Good job, Ben. Love that.
So
back to you.
I had a great weekend. Spent a lot of time with friends this weekend. It is, it is football season, and I'm being drug into it.
Kicking and
screaming. I'm being forced to remember players' names and things like that.
If anybody has a good app that he needs, please send it to him. Football, for those that don't love football but want to seem like they love football, that would be great for you.
I tell all of my friends I am the absolute best fair weather fan.
Do you listen to The Ticket?
No, heck no.
Okay, never mind.
No, I know what it is, but no.
Well, Cowboys won. That was good. Did the fence. Now I've got to figure out how to stain it. I'm nervous about doing the stain. I really am. We've had this discussion. I'm afraid there's too much going to be overflow, and I don't know what to do. I do know that it's flat on your skin, so I am going to make sure that I'm covered both eyes, skin, and
Goggles,
masks.
yeah.
Goggles.
Yeah, I agree.
I've seen
You
them
know,
do it before, and they're covered up. We're not doing it in the middle of the summer, so.
Well, at Home Depot, they've got those full suits,
The white
that come,
ones?
that are disposable that would be perfect for that. Face mask, goggles.
I'm going to take pictures of me doing this, and we're going to see how it is.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how that is. Let's take a look at the market watch. Enough chitter chatter. Market is very interesting. Jeff changed the backdrop. I hope you can still all see the colors. So listings, Jeff, continuing to go down.
Decline a little bit. Yep, but down 5% week over week, down to 2165 new listings. Back on markets were down, meaning more contracts were staying together. That was down about 3% to 547. Price decreases, that began to slow a little bit. I do believe that we saw a lot of price decreases happen around September 1 and right around that Labor Day period. So that number has begun to slow a bit. Price increases, there weren't that many of those. Homes that went under contract into an option period is down just a smidge, down to 1883.
And then if you look and go, what is pending and what is sold, they both increased by 2%, which means when you're having less inventory come on, that gets a little bit tighter. I wouldn't say that it is indicative of anything from last week. We are gearing up towards the very end of the month, and we'll see this carry over into next week with an increase in both those pending and those also under sold.
You pointed something out on this screen before we change it that I just wanted to make sure that was.
Go ahead.
You want that it was when you look at the new listings of 2165, yet you look at the number of pendings, there's a tremendous number more pendings than new inventory coming on the market. Even if you add the back on markets back in, the pendings is still greater and the solds are still greater, meaning we are seeing that fall shift of inventory where the inventory even gets smaller than it is in the year. So I have a feeling we're going to see that smaller inventory carry us through the holiday season into the first next year as well.
Yep, and it kind of corresponds, I think we talked about it a little bit last week, but last week I believe there was an article that was in Dallas Morning News talking about how there was a slowdown in the number of transactions going on a contract, and I think that you really have to weigh into the fact that it's seasonal, and it's not something that we're seeing like a major shift in what the market is doing. It's just what happens at this time of the year. If you looked over the last 10 years, maybe even 30, you would see this happening, especially in DFW.
Yeah.
So not a big change, just what we expected. Wish there was more homes in the market. That being said, homeowners selling their homes are getting great deals. Home buyers are getting great deals because interest rates are amazing. There's a really great article, maybe we should bring it in one time, show everybody, but it shows people what they will pay with the increase of an interest rate. And it's really kind of surprising. And what I really liked about this article is that it said that this bump by, I don't know, maybe a quarter of a point or so actually increased what you paid over the life of the loan by $96,000. And I thought $96,000, that's something that really makes people think.
Yeah, that is very true. And, a lot of the sales in housing have been kind of propped up by the fact that we've had such low interest rates, and they go up a smidge, but then they drop back down a smidge. And, we had one buyer that closed at 2.625, or it was in the 2.5 range. And they didn't pay any points to buy it down.
No, it's insane. For 30 years.
Yeah, for 30 years. Yeah. And that is,
I don't want to say it's free money, but dang, it's close.
It's close. And I'm one of those people that believes that you should wait to pay that 30-year mortgage off in 30-year increments, because interest rates are going to go up at some point.
Absolutely.
Maybe it's 10 years from now, whatever it is. At some point, the 2.5% that you're paying on that mortgage is going to be so much less than what you're able to get on 30-day CDs or 1-year CDs, or,
Right. It is. And I think at that point, your house becomes you really see it as the investment that it really is, and not just the emotional purchase where you have all your memories. So
yes. Yeah.
Real estate is very interesting.
Real estate's a long-term investment, and it's almost always I don't want to say always, but it is almost always a long-term investment.
The longer, the better.
I never hear people never say, "Oh, I really wish I'd sold that house 10 years ago."
No.
They always say, "God, I wish I'd kept that house 10 years ago."
But you know what the interesting thing is you say that, and we have just recently had multiple transactions where we help the buyer or help the seller sell their homes. And in, I want to say, 5 to 8 years, they have doubled the initial value of the house.
Yes.
And it was just like, I thought, there's nowhere you could put your money without having insider information in the stock market and double, and I mean double, like $250,000 double. It's not possible.
Yeah, and they are playing the strategy.
They are
definitely playing the strategy, and not to criticize them for not for selling, but yeah.
But we saw it happen multiple times, and people that were buying a house just to get into a house to stop the rental, and I was amazed. So kudos, it's out there.
Well,
Let's jump in.
Yes, we got two really great homes that would make your wonderful next investment property, or certainly your next primary residence.
Absolutely. So 2950 McKinney Avenue, Unit 324. This is an amazing area. If you're not familiar with this area of Uptown, it really is pretty much the epicenter of Uptown. Whether you're walking or catching the trolley, this is a very easy neighborhood for you to be able to park your car on the weekend and get around on foot, or as I said, on trolley. It is wonderful from the aspect of entertaining. The number of friends that you probably already know that live in the area is amazing. If you're looking for an investment, if you're looking for a downsizing, pied de terre, this is exactly where you want to be.
It really is, and walkability is just through the roof on this. You have every member of the spectrum from the restaurant industry, where you go from I Fratelli, which is directly across the street, down to Ocean Air on the other end, or Ocean Prime, thank you, on McKinney Avenue. You've got Perry's Steakhouse. You also have Chipotle. You really can kind of bounce back and forth. You have a theater at the Quadrangle that is a great live theater that I'm sure, I don't think it's been open yet, but will probably be coming back around in the next couple of months.
And it's probably 300 yards from the nearest access point onto the Katy Trail that allow you to go all the way down to American Airlines or all the way up to Knox Henderson. There are so many ways now that it connects and goes even further. That's wonderful. Commuting from a work standpoint, this is excellent because Woodall Rogers connects you into 35, the toll road, or 75, which is wonderful. You're also close enough to downtown that getting into Arlington or heading east on 30 is very simple.
It is, and the trolley takes you all the way into downtown, just on the other side of Woodall Rogers, right by Clyde Warren Park.
And then you can connect to the Oak Cliff trolley and get into the Bishop's Art District. Quite amazing.
The connectivity here is really crazy.
It is. So this unit is a two bedroom, 2-bath with 2 parking spots. Amazing because they are also gated, and one of them is covered and really close to the elevators.
So this unit is a little over 1,300 square feet. It is one of the larger 2 bedrooms in the complex. Big open floor plan, granite countertops, really great cabinetry, undermount sink, stainless steel appliances. This one, it's just been repainted, and it is ready to move in.
So one of the things that we really like about the way that this is configured is because if you need a dining room, you have plenty of room to set up a rectangular dining table. If you're one that wants more of the space for entertaining and for lounging and hanging out, this huge island that you see here, or bar top, is great. It has an overhang and is perfect if you just want to have quick, simple meals here. The bedroom configuration is one of my favorite because as a roommate situation, this is perfect. There are no shared walls, and the bathroom for the second bedroom, here we see it, is very close. So it's really just 2 steps out of the door, and there you are.
Yeah, they are fully separated, which, like you said, makes really great for roommates. This is the master bedroom, which is not your typical rectangular room. It has some life to it and ability to move furniture around. I love the bathrooms when they built this building because they created that really large shower that is a big walk-in shower you do not find in condominium projects.
Absolutely. And then again, we're going to pivot from here, and you can see from this angle, you're looking all the way through the kitchen and into a little hallway. So you don't actually see the door to the other one. This is, as Jeff was saying, the large closet space, and these is always at a premium. Here you can see there's plenty enough. What I do think is important is there is a step out. So whether you need to get fresh air and enjoy some of the sunsets from this balcony, or you enjoy plants as I do, this is a wonderful place to have that.
It really is. And like we were talking about earlier, there are so many things that are nearby to this that really give it that accessibility to whatever lifestyle you desire, whether it's outdoors or if it's indoors and eating or whatever, it's all right there.
And don't forget your 4-legged friends, because we've got a place here for them to go out, stretch their legs, and do their thing.
And this is the common area that's up on the second floor, outdoors. They've got heaters that are maintained by the homeowners association. Gives you some really great outdoor space.
And one of the things that we all know in the last 18 months, being able to get out of your unit and still have fresh open air and have some spacing is critical. Here, the pool is just that. So this is 2950 McKinney Avenue, Unit 324. It is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 2 assigned gated parking spaces built in 2006, 1,300 square feet. It is priced at $389, which puts us at $296 a square foot. This is an amazing home. And in the comments below, you'll be able to check a link. Click on that, see some of the other pictures. One of the great things that we've also done is if you go to updikepugh.com on the Facebook page, you can click on the video that Jeff did while a walkthrough that'll take you through and give you a little more up close and personal look at this unit.
Great unit.
Great. Tell me what we got next, Jeff.
So we are going over to the Mansion Park area, which is still part of the Oak Lawn area. It is just the other side of Turtle Creek. And this is at 2630 Welborn. And this is a single-family attached townhome that is just incredible.
It is one of those sleepy neighborhoods that if you're not from Dallas, you don't know about. And those that are from Dallas really like the way that this has a tucked away feel. Now, a lot of the things that we talked about in the first house are also available here. Like the proximity to the Katy Trail is really great. One of the things too is that you also have the toll road if you're commuting, which is wonderful. And up and down Oak Lawn is one of the main feeders. Back in the day, it was one of the main connection points in Dallas.
And this is such a wonderful walkable neighborhood. You are surrounded by properties of this or even greater stature.
Yes.
With the mansion on Turtle Creek, with both plaza buildings. It's kind of the Highland Park of Oak Lawn, I think.
And I'm not 100%, but there is, I think St. Regis is coming into this neighborhood, but on the section that's closer to Turtle Creek. So as Jeff said, there's a lot of great construction coming in. And what we like to see is construction that is equivalent or better. And there's a lot of that is happening in this area. So if you're commuting into Parkland, if you're going into Southwest,
downtown, Southwest Airlines, it's perfect.
it is.
So this, let's jump into this unit. This has a really great drive up on it. Private courtyard on the front. As you can see, a 2-car garage. You also have a private courtyard to the left side of this that we'll look at in just a moment. You have a gated entry into the property with a locked access, small fountain on the front porch. Really gives you a sense of privacy, but it's in such a wonderful neighborhood that, you know, you feel the life of the neighborhood.
Okay, so this house is immaculate. I feel like you are literally living in a live version of Architectural Digest. This is the downstairs, and you can see that I always point out how much I enjoy the light, and they've done such a great job here. And this light in part is due to the fact that it has a private courtyard, and as you see here, it's set back with the turf grass, and it allows that to come in and really parlay itself into a wonderful usable space. Not all of the units here have that. So therefore, if this was a high rise, we would call this the penthouse because it is such an amazing place. Also downstairs, they've done a really great job of creating a wet bar here. And then on the other side to the right, you can see is a small little office space.
And that wet bar has access out into that private courtyard that we were just talking about. So it is the perfect entertainer's home. If you bring people in, you have the living area, you have a little powder room on that level. You also have that wet bar. It's entertaining is just a must here.
And the entertaining doesn't just start on the first floor. This is the second floor, and as you can see here, it's very symmetrical. A great job with that beautiful chandelier. And then you also have a full bath on this floor, which is really a surprise, and it really makes more use of the space to kind of give it more of that homey feel.
This also has an elevator, which I forgot to talk about a while ago.
Connects all 3 floors.
Connects all 3 floors. Granite countertops, undermount sink, stainless steel appliances, gas range, pot filler, hardwood floors. It is just done completely to the nines.
Absolutely. They've also focused really well on the lighting. As you can see here, we have the perfect, those are actual crystal, I'm not sure what kind, pendants. And then you see, we pointed out the chandeliers before. a little foyer that kind of goes off of the dining room area. Again, because it is a corner unit, because it is an end unit, you get a lot more light on this unit.
And as you, this also has the master bedroom's on the third floor. I'm sorry. As we come upstairs to the master bedroom, this is really a great master bedroom. These doors open out to look out over the that private courtyard we talked about. Really well done bath, lots of travertine, stone countertops, undermount sinks, and they're double, which is to be expected, separate tub and shower, and really laid out very nicely, I think.
I think they've done a really great job with the color palette. It is all one color throughout, which is wonderful. And as you see here, we're going to transition. This is, they're using this bedroom that we see here in the back picture as an office, but it, because has a full bathroom, could also be your fourth, I believe, bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
This is a great space. Again, you can see how much natural light is coming in, and it is a really generous room.
And then there are two bedrooms that are back on the second floor that are tucked around on the other side. The owner currently uses one of them as a gym and uses the other as a guest room.
And again, they're really great sizes. You can see here, he's able to put a queen size bed and then probably 36-inch nightstands on either side. Wonderful job. Great job here with all the secondary bedrooms as well. It's hard to see, but you can see it is a 1x1 tile that he's used on that backsplash in the shower. That is amazing. Again, we are not skimping with just the basic white countertops. These are an upgraded countertops as well. Just a great all-around appearance. Now, as we go up to the final floor, you can see here, we don't have it photographed, but they have a really great skylight. And when we get up here to the first deck, you'll see that you have a fireplace, a wet bar, seating area, and amazing views.
And full outdoor kitchen. This is on the this is going to be on the eastern side. So as you have the western sun come down, you've got sun blocking away from that. Set up with a hot tub. Really great downtown views off that southern side.
There's also another side that is currently not being used that has even better views of downtown and the Calatrava.
So 2630 Welborn Street is a 4-bedroom, 3 full bath, 3 half bath, 2-car garage townhome built in 2005. It's a little over 3,900 square feet, and it's priced at $1,595,000, which brings it in right about $400 a square foot. And if you'd like to see more information about it, just click on the links below. There are photos there that we were not able to get to. There's any other information you may want. And also, we want to say thank you to Dennis Hammett for letting us talk about his home today. And with that, we'll be right back. There are lots of ways to keep up with us. Visit and like our Facebook page to watch us live and get updates about future show topics. Also, visit our Instagram account where you can see the latest homes we have for sale. You can also check out our website at updikepugh.com, where you can create customized searches of active and sold homes that you may find of interest. If you'd like to know how much your home is worth, visit homeprice.fyi and you can get a price instantly. Just enter your address and a couple of other pieces of information and we will email you a price. If you are on the go and podcasts are better for you, our second segments are available on iTunes and Spotify. Last of all, you can reach out to us by phone or text at 214-377-2223. Welcome back to the second segment of episode 151 of Sold with Updike Pugh.
Yep.
What are we going to talk about today? Dun, dun, dun.
That would have been great if we would have had music like that. Dang it. 5 ways to disaster-proof your home.
Snorted, sorry.
Wow, that is such a big title, Jeff. That is.
It is. It's. I guess it's okay. It's a little bit overdone. A little bit.
Woo!
So number one.
Let's talk about cleaning your gutters, because it's a disaster when that doesn't get cleaned.
So let me tell you the importance of cleaning your gutters.
Tell us.
So if your gutters get full and they start backing up, this can cause roof leaks, it can cause wall leaks, it can cause damage down the siding of your home. It's not just a matter of like blowing the little leaves out, but you got to get up in there and get all of the gunk out of the gutters.
And there are all sorts of contraptions you can see online where they've got like the mechanical device that is fueled by a water hose that runs across. You've seen people you need to be careful if you're using a power washer. That thing can ruin your shingles if you're not careful and get too close. That can also be done. a good old way with hand. But now they also have a lot of times that mesh on top. I still think that if you have the mesh, you need to double check and make sure there's not some crap in there.
Absolutely, because the little crap still can get through the mesh.
And to me, it's amazing that that stuff then biodegrades and becomes the perfect growth for like a tree to grow in your gutter and cause all sorts of problems. So
I have a 1700 psi power washer that I use to clean mine out, which is on the lower end. It's an electric power washer, so the gas powered ones are the ones with more oomph to them. But it's what I found has enough power to really clean them out well, but you don't get into damaging things around you.
I am going to actually have to get bigger gutters because my roof line doesn't pitch in different directions. It all pretty much goes in the same direction, both sides, and therefore they get inundated and it just rolls over. It's Dale was like, "You need bigger ones."
Yeah.
Okay, number 2. What is
Number
it?
2, and I probably should have made this number 1, but this is trim your trees. When you trim the trees, it's going to knock stuff down onto your roof. It's going to knock them into your gutters. So let's say trim the trees first, then clean the gutters.
And I will tell you this much, Patrick Dickinson was on the show last week, and this is one of Patrick's big go-tos right now. It is the season to have that trimmed because the bugs have gone away. And as the sap begins to pull back into the tree and go into the roots, this is the perfect time that you're not damaging and creating a hardship on the tree itself. So get out there and get this done. I will say that I just had mine done, and one of the great things about this is that the arborist was able to detect that one of the spots was rotting, and he said we need to cut down this large branch that actually went over the house, which could have been a problem if we had had like another ice-capades like we did last year.
Yep.
All right.
So number 3?
French drains. And I think French drains and the gutters go together because so many times the gutters tie into the French drains. And I'm also having French drains put in my house around my garage because I have a section that really does get a lot of water. And what's currently there is not able to move the water out fast enough. And therefore it does kind of come into the garage. Not a lot, but it needs to be stopped for it creates a real big problem later on.
And French drains were not named French drains because of the country.
Go on. Why were they called French
They
drains?
were actually because the technology or the idea or whatever was developed by a man with the last name French.
Interesting. I will also tell you that they're not terribly expensive to be installed.
They're really not. And, they're people. So surface drains also are French drains are those that you have a basin that collects water, runs through the pipe, and the pipe's usually got holes drilled in the bottom of it. It's usually in a rock base where that water leaches into the soil.
Right.
Where surface drains really carry the water from point A to point B. It's like you have the basin over here. It goes around the house in a completely intact piece of PVC, and it dumps out on the curb or somewhere like that. So when most people talk about French drains, kind of the all-encompassing.
Right.
So make sure that if you are going to have these installed, that you talk about the difference of those with whomever that person is.
I will tell you the reason why we're having this done is our neighbor had theirs done, and they had a very interesting element. Rather than actually run it all the way to the curb and dump it out, there's enough topography that moves that they actually had it stop in the middle of their yard, and there is a topper that pops up and lets the water come out, and then it continues to water their grass and their trees.
Interesting.
I thought it was very interesting, so we'll see how that plays out. Number 4, install impact roof doors and windows. Jeff, why is this so important?
Primarily for tornadoes and windstorms.
Gotcha.
Our environment our weather has really changed, and we're seeing a lot more of those really vicious storms come through. And, they can pick up 2x4s and throw them through windows. They can pick up 2x4s and throw them through the side of your house if you're a frame home. But impact resistant, impact proof doors and windows will help you get through a tornado so much easier and a windstorm so much better than if you don't.
Absolutely.
And there's some security also in the impact proof windows and doors.
I would agree with that. So the number 5 is going to be check your fire extinguishers. This one is near and dear to my heart, as many of you know. This right here can save you many, many hours of anguish. These are easy to buy. They're easy to check. They should be in any place where you think you might have a fire. Let's talk about that.
Yes.
Stove, gas pit, fire,
Garage,
laundry room. The list goes on.
Yes.
And they're so cheap that you should probably buy one and do a demo on it.
Yeah.
And just make sure that the people in your house know how to make them work so that it's not, there's no good in having it if you don't know how to make it work.
And you know, I think you're exactly right. You need to have these where those issues come up, so they're handy. You also need to have these away from where those issues come up, because if that issue develops and it's bigger than you can stand there and handle,
True.
You need to be able to run to the front closet and know where that one is to be able to bring that back. And
Jeff, that's a great idea.
Put that
you
out.
do need to be able to have them in multiple areas just in case, because if the fire does envelop that area and you can't get to it, then what good is it?
Yes.
Well, we hope that we didn't scare you too much. We know Halloween is just around the corner, and we wanted to hit you high and hit you low.
So thanks for joining us today. We really do appreciate it.
And just remember, we want to be your realtors for life.